bear with me. I have to hold my microphone like this. It has been a whole year. 2025 was diabolical. Necessary but diabolical. Next month I'll be releasing the demo update that I've been working on since the demo was released. Yeah, I don't know. Life has been a lot of changes have occurred. A lot of changes are still underway. Everyone was here for my therapy arc. Yeah, a lot has changed. I've gotten a lot of the help that I definitely needed. I think the biggest thing for me of 2025 was obviously when I got married. After my coma, after everything that happened in 2021, 2022, I really thought I would never see my best friends again. The people that I grew up with, best friends, like, known since grade school, a lot of things happened and they couldn't be there for me and I didn't know why. Now I know why. But I really thought, wow, growing up, you just have bills to pay and everyone leaves you behind. And there was this, sorrow that I carried for so many years, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna have those feelings of, these are my best friends, and I love doing everything with them, and I'll never see them again. And I'm so happy to say that when I got married, that two of my witnesses were the two people that I have known since grade school. And this year I got to go to one of their weddings. So me and her will always have the same number of wedding anniversaries. We don't have the same exact anniversary, but we got married in the same year. And a lot has changed. I think a lot of really bad things happened to me to make me believe I'm completely alone in the world and it's never going to get better. And even despite that, I worked so hard to make some sort of hope, cling on to some sort of hope. But to find out, the game was rigged from the start. I was given bad information or other people were, whatever. Just the game was rigged from the start. And now I can do anything. I can do whatever I want. I've always been a very capable person, but I had apparently a lot of things working against me. And now that that's gone, it's just wow. I love life. I haven't always been in a spot to say that, but I am in a spot where I can say I love life and I mean it. I'm not just faking it for the comfort of the other person next to me or the poor coworker who asked me how I'm doing when I'm having a very bad day. But yeah, I don't know. There's definitely dark moments last year, for sure. I don't know if anyone could go through what I did and not have a dark moment from that. Even though it was all hard, I'm still thankful for it and the change that it brought. I can also acknowledge where I know I handled some things wrong because of the emotional state I was in. I definitely could have been nicer to a lot of people, whether some of them deserved it or not. But, a big part of CPTSD and growing from all this has just learning, healing, growing has been with CPTSD, it's hard because you have to rewire yourself, your brain and your nervous system. With PTSD, you have a normal, stable nervous system that has something traumatic happen that interrupts it so severely, it can't get over the interruption. So like, I think the easiest for people to understand is like war veterans, like shell shock. You took a normal person and then you blew up bombs around them or put them in very dangerous, loud combat. That's a sudden disruption to a normal nervous system. With CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, it's called that because it is complex. You didn't start out as a normal person with a normal nervous system that suddenly got interrupted one day. You were somebody who grew up around constant things happening that disrupt the nervous system, constant traumatic events, things like abandonment, abuse, emotional neglect. There's obviously physical neglect or neglect of your health, all sorts of things. But the difference is, the thing is with complex PTSD, there's no normal baseline to return to. You don't know what normal is. Your nervous system was shaped around chaos, instability, abuse. So it's complex. There's layers to it. It's not that you have to figure out how to get back to baseline. You have to build a new baseline. That's why a big thing for me when I'm really going through it, I think it's hard for other people because they don't know how to calm me down. But the thing is, like, it's not thoughts. It's not in here. It's not something that can be talked out. It is nervous system. All of it is in like a tense fight or flight. So like, how do you think the human brain acts when it's like in a state of, it feels like life or death, or like panic, or like being threatened? Whew. It is, that's the problem, because it's like your nervous system. You can't like talk your way out of it. You have to figure out a way to regulate yourself via the nervous system. So like, for me, somatic therapy helps a lot more, because with like talk therapy, like I'm aware, like I understand, I can see the patterns and how we got here, like how hurt people definitely hurt people in my life. Like I can see the path of what made a person into the person they are. I can follow all those lines. It helps to have someone talk you through it, but like that's not what's going to help me. I need somatic, I need like bodily, like I definitely exercise a lot more to deal with the stress. I do a lot of stretching, started yoga, all those sort of things, because a lot of trauma like that's like built up over your whole life is really trapped in your body, and you have a lot of like chronic stress. I know I've definitely, one of the things that have changed since I've started all this stuff and like got rid of and away from really damaging relationships is I don't have like chronic stomach issues. It used to be every day I had stomach issues. Just like got to the point where like I just couldn't keep down food sometimes. Like after I eat, I'm like puking it up. My stomach hurts all the time, all sorts of stuff. And it was just like, I was so stressed out. I was literally sick to my stomach every day. And I know there for a bit, like my hair started falling out. Not in like massive chunks. It was just like shedding to such an intense degree that my hair was thinning out. And all this stuff that's like, my body was just so permanently stressed out all the time. Like it wasn't just like how I feel mentally or like physically. It wasn't just like I'm losing my mind for the amount of stress I'm under. It was like my body was like crumbling under it. It was a lot. It's been a lot. But I will say the cure for CPTSD, in my opinion, and others, is to just live a good life. Live a healthy, safe life. You have to rewire your nervous system. So every time you come around a situation where something abusive doesn't happen, or somebody is nice to you or takes care of you, or doesn't, like, you're not in a constant state or in a constant environment where something could just pop off, your nervous system will just rewire itself over time. It's not like it will just permanently fix it. You're never not gonna have any struggles or issues like a magical cure. It's a process, but it's worth it, and it's doable. Even if it feels like it's impossible, or for me, I feel like CPTSD really debuffs your ability to hope. Feels like it's a lot of things. It's not just like childhood trauma. It's not just like physical trauma. I think a big part of it, when enough bad stuff has happened to you, it's moral injury. Like, how could so many people let this happen to me? How could the world let this happen to me? Or how could people fail me? Like, how could the legal system fail me? Or doctors or teachers or my parents. Like, you get a moral injury where it's like something so messed up has happened to you, and so many people drop the ball. You're like, I don't know how to, like, reconcile with the fact that I live in a world where this stuff could happen to me, or has happened to others, or is still happening, because it's a lot. Life has changed a lot for the better. I definitely met my better half and best friend through it all, so I'm always thankful for that. You know, I have my best friends back in my life from childhood. That's a big one. I know. This is gonna sound so stupid, but my biggest dream for such a long time, it was such a simple thing. It was just, I want best friends, and I want to be able to go to a sit-down Mexican restaurant with them and have chips and salsa and get margarita drunk. I know that's, like, so small and so stupid for it to be like, that's number one on my priority list. That's my dream. But I know the night I got married, I gotta take all of my best friends that I've known since grade school and their partner. You know, one of them has a husband as well. And I gotta take me and my husband to a Mexican restaurant where we got to sit down and have chips and salsa and get margarita drunk. So it took 23 years, but I got to achieve that goal and that dream of mine, even if it might be silly to other people. I think this year's gonna be a lot better. I think a lot of good things are coming my way. And I see a bright future ahead for not just me, but for Owl as well. I hope everyone else had a transformative 2025, and everyone else has a great 2026.